Alright, what up? So I'm going to show you guys how to change the wheel bearings out on these 2005 to 2010 Jeep Cherokee and 2006 to 2010 Jeep Commanders. They're fairly easy. What we're going to start by doing, we'll pull the wheel off. Go ahead and put a jack underneath the lower control arm right there. Now we're going to take the brake caliper off, and that's going to have two 21mm bolts. You're going to pull the whole assembly off. One bolt, and then there's a second bolt on the bottom. That. I'm gonna see how fast I can do this because I'm not very good at editing videos and getting them, I don't know, edited. I'm not good at editing videos. You want to add a hook and just hook that up there to your frame. If you have wheel spacers like I do, you have to pull those off. 19mm bolts. It's like they're smaller than 19, but they're not quite 18 because they get stuck every time. Spacer off, pull your caliper off, set it aside. Next thing you want to do is go for this upper ball joint here, pull a little cotter pin deal out. Cotter pins are a pain in the ass, but they come out. Pull that one out. Now you want to pull your tie rod bolt off, and that's going to be a 20. Well, it all depends really, because my other side was a 22. This one over here looks quite a bit smaller, and it's got a cotter pin on it. My other one doesn't. My other one's from AutoZone, so AutoZone ones I'm guessing are going to be 22, and wherever the hell I got this one from is going to be a bit fucking smaller. Let's pull that cotter pin out. I don't know, maybe a 18? More than 18, so 19. So this one's a 19. Thread the bolts on just a little bit. just enough to cover the threads so that you don't damage the threads. Take a hammer. And pop that off, then pull the nut off. Don't do that without the nut pulled off, or don't do that with the nut pulled off, because you're going to screw your threads up. Now, we've got this wiring right here. Take like some panel poppers or something like that. Pop that off. All the way around your new ball joint, or your new bearing is going to come with a new wire. So you don't have to worry about this wire too much. Pop it off from the connector that connector up here. You'll see there's a little tab in there. You just kind of put something in between and pop it up and get it off. Next, we're going to, we got the tie rod off, we got the wiring undone. Let's pull this axle nut off. That one's going to be a 36 or a 35. Depends, really. I don't know. I've seen different sizes. Now you want to pull this bottom one, this bottom ball joint. It's going to be a 22. You just want to back that off just enough, but also leave it on there a little bit. And you want to pull that top ball joint nut off or back it down, and it is mine's a 27. It might be a 26 or something, but a 27 fits. Need a swivel. Be careful with the swivels because they break and fly everywhere. Back that off just enough. Now we're ready to pop it down. Hit. Show you where. Oh, you can see it. Hit right there. Okay, so that popped down, and it also popped the bottom one down. So we're good on both of them. So it's completely free now. All you have to do is finish unscrewing these bolts. I like to do the bottom one first. And that way, see, we left the nuts on here. That way the spindle doesn't just fall. That way it catches it. Now you want to take that top one, which was the fucking 27. Pull that nut off. And pop that out. Push that CV out. And you got this whole thing out. Now, you take this over here, just lay it flat, and then set this up, lay that guy flat. Now, got 3 15mm bolts. Three 15mm bolts on there. I'm gonna back them off. Pull those out. Lift it off. Lift your shield out. Thread the wire through. Throw that guy aside. Grab your new one. Thread the wire through. Set it in the same positioning as the old one so that you're not pinching your ABS wire. Put the spindle on top, lined up with the bolts. Drop your bolts in there. Push it down a little bit. Hand screw them in that way a little bit. That way you don't, if you're using an impact, you don't strip out these threads, because stripped out threads make for a bad day. Tighten it up. Now they press fit in there. That's why I kind of go around again and check to make sure they stay tight. Now, take your spindle back over. Now, if you're exhausted or not very strong, these get kind of heavy, especially trying to hold them in place while, fuck, that's bad. That's pretty fucking terrible. That is going to need to be replaced. I wish I would have known that, because then I would have done it at the same time as this. Okay, so find your nuts that hold this on. I'll do the bottom ball joint first, while also trying to get this CV in place. Once you have threads on your bottom ball joint, go ahead and put that nut on there. That way you don't have to hold it anymore. So you get your CV in there lined up. There we go. Put your upper ball joint up in there, and just get enough threads showing so you can get that nut on there. Now, throw your tie rod in back in there. You start tightening everything up. Got 22 on the bottom. You got the 27 on the top. Don't tighten that too much with this swivel on there, because it's just going to it's gonna snap the swivel and fucking fling fucking metal all over your fingers and shit. Put your axle nut on, a little bit. Don't tighten that until the vehicle's on the ground, and make sure you torque it properly. Run your wiring exactly the way you pulled it off. You're not going to get the wire to fit any other way. So you go over the front lip, behind the second lip, now you want to go up and swoop down, and pop that clip into the shock, and then feed the rest of the wire through the pinch, and then loop it back up and clip that onto the frame or whatever you call them. Put one in wrong. I put the last one in the wrong hole, and it doesn't reach the spot. So that in there. Oh, motherfucker. That would be fucking bad. Fucking prong is fucking bent. So we're gonna try to fucking bend that fucker back over. And get that bitch in place properly. Make sure your fucking connectors are right, because your prong is bent. You do all this shit and you plug it in, and you're gonna have an ABS light, and then you're gonna be wondering what the fuck happened. Okay, so that's in there right now. All right, now yeah, tie rod bolt. It's the fucking, I don't know what the fuck it was. Fucking tie rod bolts, the 19. Tighten that bitch up. Put your fucking cotter pins and shit back in. With the upper ball joint, sometimes you might want to take a wrench, which this is a 26 millimeter wrench, so I guess the 26 millimeter fucking socket will work on this one, and just kind of make sure that's tightened up, because you don't want that fucking bolt fucking loose. Okay, throw your cotter pin back in that one. So you've got all that shit. Throw your hub or your fucking rotor on. Fucking spacer on. Make sure they're seated right. And if you have spacers and you don't have hub-centric spacers, get rid of them, because I've seen a lot of them fucking break. Screw those on so you don't strip anything out. tightening these just as much as you would tighten your wheel. Don't tighten them any less, don't tighten them any more. Alright, now you can throw your caliper back on. Unhook that from where you've got it stored at. Move the pads out of the way properly so they fucking fit back on. Wiggle that shit on. Grab your fucking 21mm bolts. Start screwing those fuckers in. Just kind of wiggle it until you get that screw in there a bit. Now you're 21. Tighten them up. Now you just throw your wheel back on, pop the center cap out of your wheel, and tighten your axle nut down with the vehicle on the ground, and tighten it down to the proper torque specs. Yep.